only get worse. I mean, take what's this, OnlyFans or something, where the women literally sell themselves online.
But who buys that?
Ah, men, of course. But who provides the goods?
Well, they provide it because men pay for it, right?
The men wouldn't pay for it if the women didn't provide it, right?
It's like the chicken and
Look,
the egg.
no, it's not a chicken and an egg. If I don't have a product that is good enough to sell, all right, or I don't want to sell, then nobody will buy it, right?
But if men didn't buy, then women wouldn't sell.
The reason men buy it is because there is demand and the supply comes from the women. So they both are, I'm not saying only one is culpable, they both are equally to be blamed. That's the reason I said in the society women are being objectified. I was literally blaming the men for this, because most of the industries, including the fashion industry, they tell you what to wear, what color lipstick to wear, what shoes to wear, what kind of hairstyle to have. So you're literally working for the men in a way. Do you know that? And I'm not saying only the women, the men as well. Okay, because fashion industry impacts all of them. But I think they earn a lot more from the women. You know, when I go shopping, I see 2 floors of women and maybe a little corner for the men sometimes. Why? Because I think it just shows what the demand is, where the demand is high.
But there's also the expectations of society. Like,
I agree.
expected to do that.
I agree.
So it is like.
But who sets the expectations?
Men.
Thank you.
Yes,
Right?
I think we're on the same
And who
page.
falls for it?
Hey.
Who falls for it? Come on, I wanted you to say women, because if you were sincere, you would have said that. The women do fall for it. Head first, I would say many times. Because this is what the society is all about, generalizing. And the bottom line has always been money. Always. The rich, even the rich, the women have the rich who are at the top. You know, these Armanis and Gucci's and whoever they are, all these moguls of fashion industries. Who is behind that empire? It's mostly women helping those guys at the top. Even the names might be the men, but who's helping them are the women. All I'm saying is that whether it's men or women, we shouldn't make it as a gender war, because we are not created, or we are not born to be against each other. We complement each other, whether it's in the society or in a family or in a marriage. Okay? And that is what we need to do. But why it has been normalized to have these gender wars, so that we are stuck in this divide and rule policy, which is everywhere. Whether it's in a war in Iran, whether it's a division of India, Pakistan, whether it's amongst the genders themselves. This is something which is a psychological trick which has been played on our communities, I would say, for millennia or even more. This divide and rule policy works very well in the favor of the people who want to become rich. They literally create this. They literally create a war where there wasn't one. And this has always been the case. And I totally agree, it is mostly men behind those things. I totally agree with that. But the thing is, the women are helping them without realizing it. Like I said, demand and supply. If there's no supply, then the demand wouldn't be there, right?
What do you say? You're saying that there's demand.
Sorry, I can't hear you with all the shouting. You need to speak up.
Demand for all of these women supplying their bodies, their images, things like that. What about women forced into prostitution? What about women?
Of course, that's wrong.
Why?
Forced.
Because they don't supply themselves.
You know, when they are forced, whether it is men or women, that is totally wrong. And I think we will all agree to that. But what I'm talking about is where it's consensual, like OnlyFans, where the women, and I don't know about it, but men, maybe they also do, they sell the bodies literally for money. Because that is what has been normalized, that unless and until you're rich, unless your bank balance is up to that standard, you are worthless in this society. That shouldn't be the case.
Well, most people don't do OnlyFans.
I agree, most women don't sell their bodies, I agree. But I'm saying, because today is Women's Day, you know, you should be actively speaking out against this filth in the societies, which impacts us globally.
But if there was no demand, there would be no supply. So shouldn't men take more of an active role in not watching or purchasing porn?
Well, the demand is there. Men are born to be attracted to the opposite sex. This is something which is normal. You can't deny the biology. That is a biology. As a man, I'll tell you this. And you know this as well, right?
Because you're attracted to something doesn't mean you should do it. Like, I may be attracted to stealing, but I don't want also money for myself. Doesn't mean I should.
So you're saying when a man is naturally attracted to the opposite sex, and the opposite sex reveals herself fully
There's a difference between
to provide for the man's,
being attracted to
you know.
someone else versus purchasing and watching porn. That's
Sorry, I didn't hear a word because of all the shouting.
There's a difference between being attracted to someone of the opposite sex versus purchasing and watching purchasing porn.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you say there's a difference?
Yeah, that is the reason they watch it, yeah.
They watch it because they want to consume that kind of audience, but that doesn't mean they're
Why do you think they watch it if they don't like it?
that doesn't mean they're born with this innate desire to do it.
They are, yeah. That's how they are biologically wired.
Thousands of years without porn being in this world, people were able to marry, people were able to court, people were able to do all these things.
They had orgies as well.
They did.
Lady, they had orgies before porn.
That doesn't mean that we're...
No, but you can't deny the reality. Look, men will be attracted to opposite sex. Doesn't matter how you control them. Okay? This is the fact of the matter. What I'm saying is that even though this is the case, it doesn't mean that you should impose yourself on them. But what I'm saying is when they are openly giving themselves up, like in the porn industry today, like the prostitutes of the past.
We haven't been saying that they do that.
I'm saying society, instead of blaming it on the men or the women, should fight these vices which are in our society. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so if you say that when we stop supplying it, should we do anything to preserve young boys?
Speak out against it. Yes, definitely. That's what activism is.
But if that doesn't work, what should we do?
How do you know it wouldn't work? Let's try it first.
Because people have been speaking eloquently.
Let's try it. Boycott their channels. Boycott their societies where these things...
should be doing that.
Say again?
The men should be boycotting porn.
Yeah, men and women should both be actively against these vices.
The biggest consumers of porn, men are.
Yeah, and who are the biggest suppliers? See what I mean? You can't look. You can't. What you're doing is you're putting the cart before the horse. Okay. One way for you to understand this problem here is that to acknowledge that there is a problem. Do you acknowledge that?
Yes, I.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, if the problem exists, how do you? Instead of playing the blame game, how would you find a solution to?
I think the solution, number one, is to ban pornography. It exploits.
To ban pornography?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I've been telling you all along.
Well, that's what I think, but you're trying to say, oh, well, women, they're selling their bodies.
No, I'm saying they both play a role. I've been saying this from the very beginning.
I think they should both be responsible.
Yeah.
Because that men, there's no supply without the man.
How many people do you think will agree with you that porn should be banned? How many people?
I hope most people.
Most people will say mind your own business because this is a free society and because of freedom of speech, freedom of expression, you are no one to tell us what to do. That is the response you're going to get. So how would you respond to that?
Can I say that's my personal belief? I believe that porn should be banned.
Well,
I don't think that it's real. I don't think it's moral. And if you look at the women who are being used in this pornography industries, it's because that they've been exploited, they've been pressured, they've been lied to. A lot of the women who are in these OnlyFans,
don't you think they're doing it for greed, many of them?
they're being trafficked.
No, many of them are doing it for greed, for money.
Some of them. But
No, not some of them, mostly.
Many of them.
Most of the people.
Let's say 60 have. Do you have any sources?
No, most of these women, they are not being forced, especially in the West.
But there are.
Hear me out. Most of the women in the West, especially these OnlyFans pages and stuff like that, okay, they are not being forced. They might have had certain circumstances. I'll tell you how. Because they openly say that this is for the money. Many of them will give you pointers as how to make money. So wait a minute. Those women who are being forced, then that is totally wrong. I think that is illegal.
I agree with you.
By the way, that is illegal. I'm talking about the legal pornography, which has become a billions of dollars of industry today.
Legal pornography is profiting off of illegal pornography. That's how a lot of it originates from illegal.
What is illegal pornography?
Really, when they're being non-consensual.
Yeah, that is totally wrong, and I think that is illegal for a reason.
When there's this industry of illegal pornography and people aren't able to be.
So tell me, how is illegal porn or illegal whatever it is become some sort of
That's the whole industry.
some sort of a means for legal pornography? Because I think legal.
Because it takes up so much space in the entire industry of illegal pornography. It encourages people to think that this is normal. It encourages people to think that, if I sell my body and I go on.
Sorry. What is normal? The legal or the illegal one?
The pornography.
Yeah, I know, but you need to. Since you have distinguished between the two, I have to ask you which one encourages more porn, the legal one or the illegal one?
I think illegal one.
No, I think it's a legal one.
Because there's so much.
I totally disagree with you. I think it's a legal one which encourages others, because when they see that these women are getting easy money, something like $100 or something for 5 minutes of showing themselves, that encourages other women to make easy money. It is not because they're being forced.
I think it originates with themselves and then it it influences other people to join the pornography.
Yeah, but in today's
I'm saying, okay, it's true that some people want to make money from joining the pornography industry. That's
by the way, it's not some, all of them.
not all.
In the legal porn, it is all of them. They want to make money.
I would say my last point, because I have to go I'm part of a class. My last point is a lot of the illegal porn makes up most of it, and that influences people to make porn because of that.
No, in the illegal porn, they are not making it for the money. They are being forced to do it. In the legal porn, the women are doing it because they're earning money from it, easy money.
And those women are influenced by those videos, by those.
Okay, anyway, let's leave it there. Let's agree to disagree on that. Okay, but anyway, I think there are many women out there who would disagree with her that there are indeed actually women who totally do this out of their own greed and, easy money, like I said. This is the reason. But anyone who's doing it because they're being forced, then there's no blame on them because they're being forced. But the ones who are doing it, and which is mostly the majority of the porn industry today, is because they are doing it willingly, because for them it's easy money. Just like they wouldn't make money in any other industry. They said this is just another industry. It's our body, so it's our right to use or abuse it in any way we see it right. That is their motto, basically. And that is exactly what feminism has done to them, unfortunately. That they would go to any length and consider this to be a valid career for them. And this is what is shocking, that how normalized it's become. And it has catastrophic consequences on our societies. As society as a whole, within families, within marriages, breakdown, all of this is because a lot. I'm not saying it's only the porn, there are many other factors as well, but this has now become one of the, I think, one of the most visible ones today. So may Allah protect us from all this, and we ask Allah that Allah gives hidayah, gives guidance to the people, and make them realize and acknowledge what these wrongs are. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, finish. You just come now.
No.